How could anyone not like Cameron Smith? The Australian golfer is one of the world's nicest and most genuine guys. Cam is an absolute gentleman, but not many people share this view. A few people still have reasons why they dislike the golf legend. What are these reasons? How true are they? Stay tuned and keep on watching to find out. One of the reasons that some golf fans have cited includes the improper placement of a ball during his round at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Smith was handed a two-stroke penalty for this mistake and was tagged a cheat. The penalty relates to the fourth hole when Smith took relief but placed his ball incorrectly. He stood near the water, which his ball went into off the tee. Smith placed his ball on the hazard line, which he was not entitled to do. The incident was not picked up at the time, but he was handed a two-shot penalty following a review overnight. According to the chief referee Gary Young, Cam was unaware that no portion of the ball could be touching the penalty line. Once he found out it was a two-stroke penalty, he said to me, "The rules are the rules," and in typical Cam fashion, he just accepted it. Now, for those calling Smith out for the incorrect placement of his ball, you need to consider that there is no benefit in playing on the line. Labelling Cam a cheat for this is super petty. The chief referee said that Smith handled it like a gentleman and accepted the two-stroke penalty, saying the rules are the rules. Nobody should hate Smith for his two-shot penalty. No PGA professional thinks they can get away with such a blatant breach of the rules, given that everything is televised. He just made a mistake on the rules in that he didn't realise that the rule was that any ball touching the line is in the hazard, not that the ball has to be completely over line to be in the hazard like football. Meanwhile, Smith was one of those that spoke out publicly against Patrick Reed when he was caught cheating. At the Hero World Challenge, Reed was docked 2 shots in the Bahamas for improving his lie by moving sand behind his ball during 2 practice swings. The penalty proved consequential, as Reed finished the tournament exactly 2 shots behind winner Henrik Stenson. Reed told reporters he believed a different camera angle might have forgiven him, and Smith offered him a colourful reaction when speaking with the reporters in Sydney. If you make a mistake maybe once, you could maybe understand, but to give it a bit of balls, response like the camera angle, that's pretty up there, inexcusable, Smith told the AAP. "I don't have any sympathy for anyone that cheats. I hope the crowd absolutely gives it to not only him, but everyone on the American team next week," Smith said. "I know Pat pretty good, and he's always been nice to me, so I don't want to say anything bad about him, but anyone's cheating the rules, I'm not up for that." The cases of Reed and Smith are different. Undoubtedly, it would be safe to say that Reed cheated because he has something to gain by improving his lie. Besides, this was not Reed's first time being in the middle of such a controversial issue. Similarly, Smith was one of the key players that jumped ship to the LIV Tour. This decision did not sit well with most fans, who were ever ready to criticise the LIV Tour defectors. Cameron claimed that his move to LIV Golf was influenced by the desire to spend several months each year in his native Australia. Losing Smith was a huge challenge to the PGA Tour, considering how good he is at the game. His 3 victories in 2022 also included the Player Championship, the PGA Tour's flagship tournament, and the Century Tournament of Champions. At the same time, Smith stated that the LIV's guaranteed money offer was one of the reasons behind his choice to leave the PGA Tour. He did not disclose the value of his LIV deal when asked, although reports have pegged it at more than $100 million. Money was definitely a factor in making that decision. "I won't ignore that or say that wasn't a reason," Smith said. "It was obviously a business decision for one, and an offer I couldn't ignore." Golf fans also picked on Smith's motive for moving to a new tour, but everyone needs to come to terms with the fact that golf is a career to the pros. It is normal for a pro golfer to choose the more lucrative side. No matter how other players try to sugarcoat it, they're all in it for the money. After all the heated feud between the PGA and LIV Tour, the golf world is back to enjoying its calmness, as the Saudi-backed Tour and the PGA Tour announced their merger. As a result of this new development, Smith has further said that he believed he made the correct choice to join the rival tour, merger or not. "I'm very happy with where I'm at. I obviously made that decision for a few different reasons," said Smith. "It's too early to say, I think, with what's going to go on here. Like I said, I know as much as everyone else, and it's going to be interesting to see how the next few months, maybe even year, kind of plays out." Smith told reporters he first thought the merger news was a kind of joke that had come out, and declined to comment on whether he would consider returning to the PGA Tour next year, as the two sides form one unified commercial entity. I think there's still a lot of stuff to be worked out, and as time goes on, we'll get to know more and more, he said. But there's definitely a lot of curious players, I think, on both sides, as to what the future is going to look like. So, for those hating on Smith because of his decision, this will be the right time to let it go. Another popular reason Smith is not the favourite of most people is his origin. Cam is not an American, and foreign players can receive genuinely despicable treatment from both the tour itself and the American players. This has been going on since the days of Norman, and is largely why the LIV Tour deal had to be struck. Although, several golf personalities will not admit to this fact, but that does make it false. Smith is number 7 in the world golf ranking, and the Australian golfer is not perturbed by it. Open champion and LIV golfer Cameron Smith says the world ranking system is becoming obsolete due to points not being awarded to events on the Saudi-backed series. The 29-year-old won his first major at St Andrews in July and claimed the Players' Championship to rise to world number 2 before becoming the highest-ranked player to switch to the lucrative circuit. LIV Golf applied to the official World Golf Ranking (OWGR) board last July, but no decision has been announced. Smith said in September it is unfair that those who have joined LIV Golf are not receiving world ranking points. For sure, it hurts, Smith said on Wednesday. I feel as though I was close to getting to number 1, and that was something I wanted to tick off. I think when you rock up at a tournament, you know who you have to beat, whether there is a world ranking or not. There are generally 7-8 guys in that field that you know will put up a pretty good fight. However, the longer this stuff goes on, I think the more obsolete those rankings become. Do we need them? It would be nice, but you know who you've got to beat when you get on the golf course. However, since the PGA Tour and LIV Tour are coming together, the official world rankings, which have caused much debate, will also be sorted out. The majors have been the only chance LIV players have had to move up the standings, with PGA Championship winner Brooks Koepka now at 13th following his win at Oak Hill. Following the new announcement, the tour will likely work out a better way of assigning world ranking points to benefit all players. Nevertheless, Smith is a legend and is as universally loved as any person can be. All the reasons that have been brought forward by some golf fans are petty and do not really hold water. What do you love most about Smith? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.